Good evening to all of you. My name is Raju, ISN Raju. I teach economy and I have experience of more than 20 years in teaching Indian economy as well as the AP and state economy. Right. So today let us introduce the subject and what books you have to read, what you are not supposed to read. So both are equally important for us. Because when you are preparing for a competitive examination, you should know what you have to do, what you are not supposed to do also. Clear? Now let us focus on our subject called economy. In your syllabus, we have the Indian economy as well as we have the AP economy. These two are the important segments and you can say they are the deciding paper. If you look at the comparative of the APPSC previous examinations, they have more weightage towards the economy paper. Either you take Group 2 or you take Group 1 or perhaps any other standard examination. They always tend to ask more questions from the AP economy or more questions from the Indian economy point of view. That was the significance of the paper economy, right? Now, first we have discussed about the prelims part of your AP economy. You have the prelims as well as the mains. In the name of preliminary examination, I am going to give you the basic fundamentals of the subject, the core of the subject, the basic fundamentals, starting from the ground level to the up to the upmost top level. We have to discuss each and every concept in detail in the name of the preliminary examination. I think you might be having a news that APPSC is revising the syllabus. Not only revision of the syllabus, there is a probability of revising the method of examination also. Okay, there is a probability. I can say with a 70% accuracy because I have the internal information of the BPSC. So that's the reason I am sharing the information to you. In mains examination, rather than having the descriptive paper, they are thinking over to introduce the objective question paper. Okay, so in that way, the students from the rural background, the students from the Telugu medium background, and the problems of valuation part. So in the mains examination, we can expect a change in the pattern itself. For that, APPSC is doing some exercise. Once completed the exercise, they will write a letter to the government, and the government has issued a new GO. So till that time, we are not so sure whether the pattern changing in the pattern is there or not, but this is the procedural aspect. Recently, I come to know that APPSC formed an internal committee, and they are yet to submit the report. Within 2 weeks, they are going to submit the report. Again, after that, they have one more technical committee. If that committee also approves, then they will send to the state government. Then state government has issued a new GO to restructure the entire process. But whatever it may be, it may take maybe the 1 month or maybe more than 1.5 months. But that is not our issue here. Our issue is to learn the subject. Whether it is objective or descriptive, we are least bothered. If we are objective, we are very happy. Descriptive, more happy, that's it. Okay, in that way only we have to consider it. So because when you are preparing for public service examination, you don't have any choice with you, except preparing the subject. These are complete external events, external efforts. They are not going to influence your preparation from day one, right? And I'm very happy to tell you that you are the early birds. You know the management principle we have saying that who starts early, there is a chance to reach also early. So definitely you can take the advantage of the early bird offer by not wasting even a single minute, because every minute counts for you. So don't waste any time, rather try to focus on your subjects, try to focus on the same syllabus, what is available right now with us. Now look at the prelims point of view, preliminary examination. In prelims, they have given the 5 units. I think all of you, my institute might have given the syllabus copies also to you. If they are not, please try to collect the syllabus copy from the institution. So in prelims, you have the totally 5 units. The first unit is talking about the basic characteristics of the Indian economy. Second unit, national income. Third, Indian agriculture, Indian financial institutions. The fifth unit, they are talking about the AP economy and the AP Reorganization Act of 2014. So these are the 5 units which carries the present syllabus I'm talking about 30 marks. The weightage is 30 marks. In the previous preliminary examination, what the exam previously concluded, in that Indian economy 30 marks, I have given the material for Indian economy. Out of 30, 24 questions straight away, we have answers from in my material. And AP economy, they have given 13 questions, 1, 3. Out of 13, 10 questions are directly from my material. So with that authenticity, I am taking the classes. Okay, once I am taking the classes, no need to, no bothers at all. Just you have to focus, are you going to get 100% or 90% bits. The hit rate, accuracy rate is very, very high in my economy classes. So look at the basic characteristics of the Indian economy. When you are talking about the Indian economy, the moment if I give a choice to you, just imagine about Indian economy or what do you know about the Indian economy, right? Then, my dear topper, what do you know about Indian economy? If you think, just think about Indian economy, what is the characteristic that you receive immediately? It strikes to you immediately. Poverty, unemployment, low infrastructure, huge population. What attracts immediately or what you think about Indian economy immediately? Fifth biggest economy, right? So economy is dynamic. On what parameters you are thinking, no, you will get the same way. If you think on population, you have the population issues. If you think on poverty, you have the poverty. If you think on about unemployment, you have unemployment. Raising tomato prices, suddenly fall of tomato prices, that is an issue. So you think on any ground, on any parameter, in any multiple dimension, there is the economy everywhere. So that is the dynamic topic of the Indian economy we have. And Indian economy, you can't compare with the economy of any world economies. We have the unique system, we have the unique characteristics we have the unique pros and cons we have in our economy. So that is the reason they want you, what is the basic characteristics of the Indian economy as a developing economy. They said that as developing economy, we know. So we have to understand, in the world, we classify the economies into 3 categories: developed, developing, and underdeveloped or least developed economies. So India is a developing economy. What are the basic characteristics of Indian economy? That means they are insisting on you to understand what is the economy in general. Look at the agriculture. What do you think about agriculture? What about the industry? What about the manufacturing, trade, services, human resource development, infrastructure? So on every parameter, just try to understand what is your real economy. What is the present position of Indian economy? Then it said economic development since independence, objectives and achievements of the planning. Means the second important topic is talking about the planning aspect. Right now, because of Modi, we don't have any planning process we have. And at present, what we have? Niti Aayog. It is more or less the think tank. It is more or less an advisory council. Or you can say it is advisory to the government or advisory to the state government. But before Niti Aayog, at the time of independence, 1947, India is the world's poorest economy. India is not able to feed 50% of its population even a one day, one meal also. That was the state of affair at the time of 1947. So at that time, the great thinkers, so-called our eminent thinkers, they thought what should be the model of the Indian economy. How we can come out of this kind of starvation. How we can pull millions of people out of this starvation death, so-called. It is inhumane completely. So that was the state of affair we have in 1947, our country, which is a headquarters for the almost all the religions, headquarter of the world culture. What we have given a number of things to the world, but we are unable to face the problem of starvation. So the planners or the thinkers, they decided we should adopt a model called 5-year plans. Every 5-year plan is having certain objective we have. And after end of the first plan, we have to think about what are the objectives and the achievements also. So what we have achieved in the first plan, what we have achieved second, third. Like that, you have to read all the 12 plans. So the beginning, you can say the genesis of the planning part, how the concept of planning emerged in India. We will introduce some eminent personalities like Mokshagundam Visvesvaraya, 1934. We call him father of Indian planning system. So he has written a book, The Planned Economy for India, in 1934. Then we have the Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, K.N. Sen, n number of eminent personalities, political personalities, we have to study them. They are given their ideas, what kind of economic model that we have to adopt so that the India should come out of the whatever the economic drawbacks we have in 1947. I want to come out of this situation. So I've introduced the concept of the plans. Do you know how many plans we have completed till 2014? 2017? We have completed 12 plans. First plan we have completed 51 to 56, 56 to 61, 61 to 66. First 3 plans. Every plan is having stipulated time duration we have. Every plan is having some objectives we have. Every plan is having either a success or failure. If it is a failure, we have to understand why it is a failure. What is the reason for failure of the concerned plan? So first plan 51, 56. In this plan, we focused more on the agriculture. You can link about the factuals with the planning model. I told you the India is got the independence with the starvation deaths. That is the reason immediately after independence I decided to focus more on the agriculture, at least to feed my people. Right. Then first plan is a great success. In first plan, we decided to have a growth rate of around 2.3%, but we achieved more than 3% plus growth rate that we have achieved in the first plan, the major success. Then second plan, we thought about the industry, because anyway agriculture we got it. So we had to move towards the industry part. So here we introduced the PC Mahalanobis, Prasanna Chandra Mahalanobis. He introduced the concept of bigger the best. Bigger the best means establish large scale industry, basic, heavy, large scale, capital intensive industry. So with the advice of PC Mahalanobis, with the focusing, we have a model called Big Push Economy by Rosenstein Rodin. So Big Push Economy, we have the 4-sector model, we have the trickle down model of economics. So with the influence of these theories, we introduced the concept of the second plan, but second plan is a partial success. You can say it is a failure. Okay. So second plan is a failure. It is a partially successful, that's it. So here we have to understand why it is a failure. Why it is a failure. So in the second plan period, the Suez Canal crisis, the formation of Israel, there was a fight between Israel and the Arab nations. Then the Suez Canal was shut down for more than 3 years. So the India's external trade was totally disturbed. We could not able to get the dollars. So our trade balance is almost all negative. We have lack of foreign exchange currency. Then it leads to the failure of the second plan. Then third plan, we are talking about the self-sufficiency of the food grains. Again, we have focus on the food grains, right? So in third plan, again also it was a failure. Third plan also is a failure. The reason, what is the very reason? Simple reason, sir. In 1962, okay, we have a war with China. It is not a war, we call aggression, Chinese aggression. In case of China's war, don't use the word war. Of course, for layman's terminology, we can use the word war. But you are not layman's. So we always use the word Chinese aggression. Why we are not supposed to use the word war? Okay, when India is war against any country, the President of India has to declare a gazette saying that India is in war against this country. President has put his assent. In case of Chinese war, President has not issued any gazette like that. Okay, President has not issued, President of India not had issued. That is the reason, technically, you look at all the Government of India records, they use the word Chinese aggression of 1962. Okay, then we have 62, 63, again, famines. Across India, 80% of the Indian land subjected to famines. Again, starvation deaths. Then in 1964, 65, we have the war with the Pakistan. So what are the funds that we have, limited resources we have? We started pumping the war. We started buying the equipment. We started buying the defense equipment. We started buying the essentials for our army persons. So because of these wars, what happened? Obviously, the plan failed. So 3 plans failed. Then we have 3 years of holidays. 3 years of holidays. So 66 to 69. This is called plan holiday period. This is called plan holiday period. Right? Understanding the planning process in a nutshell is nothing but knowing the economic history of India of the last 70 years. Okay, it is not political history, my dear. It is economic history. That is the reason in every competitive examination they insist you to read the planning, because it is a history of the 70 years of the great economic advisors. What exactly happened to India in the name of the planning. So you are going to study the economic history of India. This is a purely economic history of India. So 3 plans, 3 holidays. Then we have taken certain, and not only that, death of Jawaharlal Nehru, and we have one war against the Pakistan, but we have the Lal Bahadur Shastri went to the Tashkent, Soviet Russia at that time. So death of Lal Bahadur Shastri, death of the Jawaharlal Nehru, political instability. Okay, so that all this leads to the declare a plan holiday for the 3 years. In this plan holidays, the only major achievement is nothing but launching the program of the Green Revolution. We have launched a Green Revolution, nothing but High Yielding Variety Seeds Program, HYVSP. Okay, in 1966 Kharif period, Indira Gandhi became a Prime Minister of India. She launched a program of the High Yielding Variety Seeds Program. So this was the 3 years of the plan holiday period. Then again, we had the 4th plan, 69 to 74. 69 to 74, we get the 4th plan period. So in the first plan, objective is agriculture. Second plan, industrialization. Third plan, food grain production. And again in 4th plan, first time we realized that economic self-reliance is more important. We can't exclusively focus on agriculture. We can't exclusively focus on the industry. A balance, a mix should be maintained. Then we are talking about some sort of economics independence, or you can say economic self-reliant economy I want to promote in the 4th. Apart from this, they said food security is also very, very important here also. So this is the 4th plan period, and 4th plan is also a failure. 4th plan is also a failure. But from the 4th plan, we started a direct action against the poverty in the name of, we have n number of welfare schemes. You can say in India, the welfare schemes, so-called what now, at present what we are having the welfare schemes, no. All the welfare schemes, they have started in the more or less of the 4th plan period. Even you have the Maharashtra Employment Guarantee Act of Maharashtra, 1972, 1971, Rural Works Program, right? So majority of the welfare schemes we have started in the 4th plan period, but 4th plan is a failure. Very simple. 1971, formation of the Bangladesh, war with the Pakistan, East Pakistan and West Pakistan. Within 13 days, only 13 days, strategically India defeated the Pakistan. India could able to successfully divide the Pakistan into 2 pieces by capturing the East Pakistan. Now we call it as the Bangladesh. So this again the war. So you can technically observe whenever war is there, it is affecting your progress. Wherever war, not only in India, look at the global scenario also. Any global scale war or a major scale war ranging anywhere in the world, it is automatically affecting the progress of the economy. Then we have the 5th plan, 74 to 78. It is supposed to be 79, up to 79. But we could able to, only for 4 years only, we could able to continue the 5th plan. Right? Only 4 years. And 5th plan is a success. 5th plan is success. That means after first plan, we have tasted the success only again in the 5th plan. What is the reason, sir? Economists say they have a number of reasons, but in my opinion, the reason is Pokhran. Pokhran is known for what? Okay, nuclear weapon. Buddha smiles. Smiling Buddha, the secret code name, they had the Pokhran atomic bomb blast. One Pokhran atomic bomb blast, given an assurance for us that China is not going to attack you, Pakistan will never dare to wage a war against you. So that is the beauty of the Pokhran. Only one blast, one day, one blast. See the miracle, the plan is success. Fifth plan, sixth plan, seventh plan, all the plans is success. And India is in a complete new era, you can say. Before Pokhran, after Pokhran, you can say. And n number of welfare schemes started here. And the fifth plan, talking about the poverty eradication. Garibi Hatao was given 1974. Poverty eradication is the major objective of the fifth plan period. But why it continued only for 4 years instead of 5 years? Because in 77 January, Indira Gandhi lost her elections. In 77 December, Janata government came to the picture. Janata government said that we don't want 5-year plan. We want rolling plans. So Janata government ruled for 2 years. So 78 to 80, we have the 2 years. This 2 years period, we call it as the rolling plan concept of the Janata government, called rolling plan. So if you, very easily you can remember this chronology. 3 plans, 3 holidays. 2 plans, 2 holidays. Observe here. 3 plans continuous. Then we have the 3 holidays for the 66 to 69. Then we have 2 plans. 4th plan, 5th plan. Again, how many break? 2 years of 78 to 82 years of break. This holiday period we call it as the plan holiday. This 2 years of holiday we call it as the rolling plan. Just like you only. You prepare 3 days continuously. You take 3 months holiday, study holiday. Again, suddenly 2 hours you read. Again, you take holiday for 2 weeks. Right? So the same tendency can follow even Indian planning also. So like that we have the rolling plan Janata government. Again Janata government lost in 1980. Indira Gandhi came to the picture. So 80 to 85. 80 to 85 we have the plan. Then we have 85 to 90. 85 to 90. So this is the era of mother and son. Nothing but Indira Gandhi and RAJU Gandhi. So all the plans are very successful after Pokhran blast. Because we don't have to shell out more on the defense expenditure. Rather, we can focus more on the economic prosperity and economic growth. So this 5th plan we call poverty eradication. And 6th plan we call the employment generation. Or you can say eradication of the unemployment. Then Rajiv Gandhi period, we have the food, work, productivity. We are focused more on the food, work, productivity. That means every plan is having the object. With that object, you can link about the state of economy at that particular period of time. You can go back. You can take Aditya 369 mission, time mission. You can go back there and you can see what was the state of affair at that time. What was the economy? Who was ruling? What was the world politics at that time? No. So this understanding the planning is not merely reading some document, merely reading some material. Try to understand. Launch yourself into Aditya 369. Time machine. The great Balakrishna did. Balai Babu. Okay. So you can also go back to time travel. But not necessarily again to live there. Just go and try to observe the things and you can come back. Then only you will appreciate the efforts of the greatest, the contributors of our economy. Okay. Sitting at this junction, you can't decide why the plan is a success, why the plan is a failure. Understand the dynamics, socio-economic, political and world political dynamics of that particular point of time, then only will enjoy the subject more. Otherwise, economy is basically stamped as a very dull subject. Economy is basically you're putting a stamp saying that this is not my area, but you have to, provided the way you have to learn the subject. No, don't confuse yourself with what is the microeconomics, what is the macroeconomics, economics, the definition part. Is a Greek word or Latin word. What are the father of economics, father of modern economics, father of welfare economics, father of neo-economics? All these are simply nonsense. For you, it is not necessary straight away you can go to the subject, you can discuss it. Because your subject is not economics, your subject is economy. A prudent, average student can easily understand economy. For that, you did not, no need to go to the NCRTs, no need to go to the biggest dictionaries, no need to understand about the terminology, a book for terminology, economics terminology. No, these things are not for our like students. These things are not for my students per se. Okay, so don't worry. If you want, only read about intermediate first year economics, intermediate second year economics. That is more than sufficient. I suggest only 2 books. Telugu Academy, intermediate, first year Indian economics, so first year economics, in second year intermediate economics. Okay, after reading the book, please maintain the summary part. Okay, the summary should write down with your own hands. Hardly in 30 to 40 pages, no. You maintain prepare a shortcut notes for that particular first year textbook and second year. That is more than sufficient to understand the economy. You have only economy. If you have economics in your syllabus, no, then my way of taking the subject, the starting point is completely different. Don't bother about the economics. You don't have economics. Okay, you have only economy, which anybody can understand with a reasonable prudency, the reasonable awareness. Any common student or just a below average student also can understand the economics. Right. So first year, second year, third year, this is the process. Then we have the Indira Gandhi. Then we got the RAJU Gandhi. Then after the 1989, India was dragged into the economic crisis. Okay, this is also given in the syllabus itself in the name of the LPG, liberalization, privatization and the globalization. 1991, we are talking about the liberalization, privatization, globalization era, no? Right. So, 90 to 92, again we have given a break to the plans. Again we have given a break to the plans, right? So, the coding is very simple. 3 plans, we have 3 holidays. 2 plans, again we have 2 holidays. 2 plans, again we have the 2 holidays. Okay, the simple coding. Just remember this coding. Try to give the years to each and every plan, no? It is gone. No need to buy other things. Just to have simple coding. With this coding, you can break. Because in prelims examination, they may ask you, previously they asked the question, what is the time period of the 7th plan? At first, okay, when we declared the plan holidays, when we introduced the rolling plan concept, third time, why we have taken a break to the planning? Because of the economic crisis. Because of the economic crisis, right? So, 90 to 92, we have the economic crisis. Then P.V. Narasimha Rao, the era of P.V. Narasimha Rao starts, Manmohan Singh starts. Then we have the 8th plan period, 92 to 97, 8th plan period. There we are talking about the human resource. We have focused more on the human resource, is the 8th plan. Why human resource, sir? First time we have realized that the country is not a, you can say, mere a geographical area. Country doesn't mean the agricultural land. Country doesn't mean the minerals, metals, what you have. The country is built by the human. In Telugu we have, no? Deshamante matti kadoy, Deshamante manushuloy. So I'll take the liberty to use Telugu because it gives the essence. I can't translate Deshamante matti kadoy, Deshamante manushuloy. Like that, on junior NTR dialogue ఉంది చూసారా, అమ్మ తోడు అడ్డంగా నరికేస్తా ఎవరిని, గ్రూప్ 1 తెలుగులో చెప్తే బాగుంటుంది. అది ఇంగ్లీష్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ చేసి ఏంటి, మదర్ ప్రామిస్ హారిజాంటల్ కటింగ్ ఇంత చిన్న, ఓకే మదర్ ప్రామిస్ హారిజాంటల్ కటింగ్ అంటే చండాలంగా ఉంది కదా. సో అట్లాగే కొన్ని తెలుగులో మనం కొన్ని వర్డ్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు యూస్, దెర్ ఇస్ నో అదర్ చాయిస్, రైట్? సో దేశం అంటే మట్టి కాదు, దేశం అంటే మనుషులు. దట్ మీన్స్ ద కంట్రీ ఈజ్ మేడ్ విత్ ద హ్యూమన్ రిసోర్స్. India is blessed with a human resource. Now we are talking the demographic dividend. We are floating on the demographic dividend. So we introduced on the human resource. Midday meal scheme. The first time we introduced the midday meal scheme, 1995, P.V. Narasimha Rao. We introduced for the PMRA, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, various number of self-employment skills, higher education. In private sector, private BTech or private colleges, introducing the software here a little bit, IT companies, IT software. So this is the era of the human resource. Then we have 97 to 2002, 2002, 2007. We are talking about the 9th plan and 10th plan period. Here we are focusing more on the social justice. We are focusing more on the social justice, equality. Okay, this was the era of 9th and 10th plan. Then 2007 to 2012, 2012 to 2017. These are the plan period. In the 11th plan period, sustainable development. 11th plan period, we are talking about the inclusive growth. 11th plan, faster and inclusive growth. Faster, inclusive growth. We introduced the concept of sustainable development also in the 11th plan. So look at the dynamics of the objectives of each and every area. One plan is talking only about the agriculture, one plan is talking only about the industry, one plan is talking about the food grain production, one plan poverty, unemployment, and we come across the inclusive growth and the sustainable, because environmental issues are there. So that's why you have inclusive growth and sustainable development. And 12th plan, faster, sustainable, more inclusive growth, we are talking about the more inclusive growth. So the inclusive growth, the objectivity itself is highlighting the situation very clearly that India is becoming emerging as the world greatest economy, but inequalities we have in our economy. Inclusive growth is nothing but the government itself identified, acknowledged that we have the inequalities, regional as well as the income inequalities we have. So I don't want regional inequalities, I don't want income inequalities, I want to reduce the inequalities. So my slogan for that is nothing but the inclusive growth. The government first time acknowledged that it is the responsibility of the government to see the welfare of the common man. If you don't have the house, I'll give you a house. Where do you want the house? Jagannath colony? Where you select, ma? Okay, it is my responsibility. Your responsibility. Okay. So that is nothing but the inclusive development. That is nothing but the inclusive. It is the government is directly responsible. You can observe here, no, more number of welfare schemes. Why we have more number of welfare schemes? Earlier, why it is not so? Earlier, the government is not, they are not taking the responsibility on their shoulders. But from the 11th plan onwards, the government is directly taking the responsibility on their shoulders. And they are simply saying that it is the duty of the government. You don't have health care, I'll give the Arogyasri. You are Amma, Amma Odi. You are Tata, Tata Gudi. Okay, just you name it. We are ready to deliver it. The simple question is, why the government is giving n number of incentives, or you can say schemes, or you can say whatever may be the name, Navaratnalu. Why the government is giving? Okay, the economist says that we have a theory called glass curtain economy of Gautam Mathur. That is a theory in economics. The glass curtain economics of the Gautam Mathur is a university professor in Usmania University, Gautam Mathur. He said that when the government is neglecting, not taking care of the poor people, then the poor people have only what the poor people can do. They will participate in the class struggle. Class struggle is nothing but they start agitation against the government, they start agitation against the rich people. Okay, it's called class struggle. In Karl Marx terminology, we use the word class struggle. Society divides into two parts. They will start fighting, they will start friction between these two sections. This creates lack of law and order. This creates n number of issues with the government, and economy will never prosper. Now, it is the duty of the government to satisfy the poor people. to satisfy the people who are ready to revolt. No, I want to satisfy. So to satisfy them, the government is protecting the interest of who? By giving Ammavadi, by giving whatever the scheme, Navaratna schemes what they have, government is ultimately protecting the interest of whom? The poor people or the rich people? Rich people interest will be protected. The poor people, see, it's a drama, yeah. You have to understand the Group 1 aspirant. Don't think that government is giving money. Government is giving our money to our own pockets. The government is trying to protect the so-called the wealthy people are there. No, the government is protecting them. Otherwise, what happened? You have the class struggle against them. I want to protect the Adanis. I want to protect the Ambanis. You want to protect, you want to revolt? Why you are revolting? Sir, I don't have the housing. Take Jagannath Colony house. Sir, I don't have the agriculture to farmland, my farmland. Free electricity to you. Sir, I want to go to the abroad. I want for higher studies, or I want to have the higher studies. Take fees reimbursement, Vidya Divana, Vasati Divana, Udyoga Divana, calendar year. Okay. So all these things are to divert you, saying that you are not supposed to question, saying that why the government could not able to bring the equality which is there in your constitution. Any government has to work on the premise or the principles of the constitution. In constitution, you said the socialist, secular. Socialism means what? See the Oxfam report of 2023. They said that 1% of Indian population, 1% of Indian population holding 70% of the Indian wealth. Only 1% people, they hold 70% of the Indian wealth. You know the Adanis, Ambanis, just tax top 10 richest person in India. Next only tax 10%, 10 richest person, individuals, rank 1, 2, 3, 4, no? Just tax them with 15% extra tax you put, no? You can provide the primary education to all the Indians free of cost. Then where is the equality? Where you are talking about inclusive growth? So to divert all these things, the government is introducing the concept of schemes. The next government, definitely K.A. Paul is going to form a new government in Andhra Pradesh. So he will have his own manifesto. Dasharatna scheme. Now we have Navaratna, he will do Dasharatna. What Dasharatna, 10th extra Ratna, what the scheme? Don't prepare anything, any meals in your home. The government will provide a menu card for you. Chicken biryani, egg biryani, fish fry, dal, sambar. You can choose your menu every day. The government prepare the food for you and they will deliver the food to you at your doorsteps. Is it good or not? Good only, no? Your mother is taking rest. Your sister is enjoying with TV. Pattukunte pattu chira, muttukunte musti chira. Batku jatka bandi. Okay, so your mother is taking rest. No? You are giving employment, no? In cooking, you are giving employment. So this has become the state of affairs. I am not going to criticize anything here, but you understand the things in a critical manner. Don't criticize. You become I can say, a buffoon, or you can become an unsound person. Critical analysis is more important, rather than criticizing someone else. Right? So these are the planning process you have to understand. In every planning, we have a number of schemes. But suddenly, Mr. Modi came into the picture 2015. He said that he wanted to end the era of the planning. So the 12th plan, which we ended on 31st March 2017. So we have stopped the planning process. Then we shifted towards the era of Niti Aayog. Then what is the reason why we have transformed? What is the reason? 12 plans has immensely contributed to the Indian economy. But why suddenly the Modi has completely transformed into the new economic of Niti Aayog? So we have to understand all these issues, all these things in the planning process here. Right. Next. Growth and distributive justice. Just now I explained, no? Inclusive growth, distributive. So there's nothing but inequalities. What kind of inequalities? We call have nots, reached, unreached, covered, uncovered, organized, unorganized. So who are uncovered, who are unorganized, who are not in your reach, reach the unreached. That is nothing but growth and the distributive justice. Reach the most vulnerables, women, minority, Divyang or physically disabled persons, highly backward region, people who are in backward areas. So reach them, nothing but growth and distributive justice. We are delivering growth and distributive justice in the name of welfare schemes. Okay, all of you I think is exclusive AP, Andhra Pradesh people, you are from AP. Do you support Ammavadi or not? Okay, he expressed the opinion that he won't support Ammavadi. What is the reason, my dear? Why you are not supporting Ammavadi? I think you know all Ammavadi scheme, no? Simple scheme. What is scheme? When the mother send the children to the school, the mother account they will have a amount of 15K, 15,000. That's it, Ammavadi. Good or bad? You have every liberty here. Good or bad? Excellent, bad. Why? Excellent, misuse. The mother is not sending the, she is buying sarees for herself. Okay. So misusing. Majority of the opinions say it's a bad. Now look at the other side of the dynamics. Okay. In an economy, there are always two coins, two sides. It is a coin. Like 1 rupee have two phases. Economy also for everything you have good, bad. If I show the bad, you agree with me, it's the bad. If I show the good, you immediately change your opinion. Why, sir? Number one, our literacy rate is one of the least literacy rate in India. Look at previous, we have noted Andhra Pradesh. Of the 28 states we have, our Andhra Pradesh is having the 23rd rank. Least literacy. Why least literacy? Parents are not sending the children to the school. That is the reason only. Number two, after Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh is having highest child labor. AP is having the highest child labor. We have labor department. Government has child labor acts we have. Government has taken a lot of campaign against the eradication of the child labor. But we could not able to such. Now what is the solution for these two problems? Don't you think literacy is important? That's absolutely important. Is child labor is welcome in your society? No, we are not. Then what is the solution for this? So Ammavadi is the most innovative solution. Now do you agree with me or not? The mother is send the children to the school, or father will send the children to the school. Who will play important role, mother or father? Obviously mother. That is the reason I am giving money to the mother, not to father. If I give money to the father, what happened? Quarter chicken. Okay, the president medal. In Andhra Pradesh, you have the boom boom beer. Innovative brand names you have in Andhra Pradesh, no? So what is going to happen? So I give to father. So mother, because she's always said, till you are going to the age of 15 years, she is the main driving force. So now I am targeting the mother, saying that mother, you send the children to the school, I'll give the amount. When mother is sending the children to the school, then the child labor is 0. Yes or no? By using the DBT, direct benefit transfer mechanism, why you are taking it as a bad? It's the most innovative way of resolving the issue. But further, you have to wait 10 years to see the real magic, to see the real outcome. No, you have to wait for 10 years. That means next time also you have to vote for? Okay. So, Ammavadi scheme, now you judge, you're good or bad. Most vulnerable, obviously women here. I am giving the amount to my woman. I am giving amount to my sister. What's wrong in that one? You know what sociology says that? Give 100 rupees to the woman. She saves it for her family, for her children, for her parents. Give 100 rupees to the man. He thinks about n number of things. You give 100 rupees to the woman, she always thinks about how to save this one, how to use effectively this one. The same 100 rupees if you give to the man, immediately he thinks about the quarter. Do you agree or not? Now it is a time for you to conclude. Amount is good or not. Previous governments, what they did? 70 years of the government, what they did? What is literacy rate? What about the eradication of child labor? They did a lot, but the result is meager. You can say result is not so much what we are expecting. Now look at the present scheme Amma Odi. In all government schools, we have Nadu Nedu scheme. Government schools completely refacing, remodelizing the government school, introducing the English education, providing the tabs, English laboratories in high schools and government schools. It takes some time. Give some time to the Jagan. Mamaya. Okay. Give some time to Mamaya. He will prove. He will arrest each and everyone. He will put a remand on against. Okay. Give some time to Jagan Mohan Reddy. He will come out. Right? So, in economy, in number of classes, I'll ask your opinion. If you say, sir, we are agree, I'll give the second other side of the coin. Within a fraction of a second, you will say, we disagree. If you say, I am disagreeing, sir, then within a fraction of seconds, I'll make you to agree. So that is the beauty of the economy. The dynamics of the subject is such that. So this is called analytical understanding of the subject. Rather than factual memorizing, factual by heart in the subject. Okay, critical analysis, that's my part to give the critical analysis. In what path you are going to select, that is up to you. But when you are in government services, never criticize any government schemes. Never criticize any government action. Because you don't have that much maturity to decide what the government is really doing good or bad, but rather try to be analytical so that you come to conclusion what is the one side of the coin, other side of the coin. Be analytical, that is more than sufficient for you to write the examination, right? So growth and distributive justice. Economic and human development is a very simple index, the HDA index we have. Cube root of I into H into K. I stands for income, knowledge and the health. So it is a geometric arithmetic mean of the three parameters HDA index. And India's rank in the world at present 130, 131. And environmental degradation challenges, sustainable development and environmental policy. So this is a basic characteristics of Indian economy. In that we have n number of different dynamic topics we have, including the sustainable development. Now we are in the sustainable development era, 2015 to 2030. We have 17 goals of sustainable development. Look at your recent AP socio-economic survey. The recent AP socio-economic survey, the government of Andhra Pradesh has given excellent presentation of the Sustainable Development Index. Okay, I think all of you have to keep Indian Economic Survey and AP Economic Survey. These two books also you have to be quite often. I'll give you the topics. You please go and refer those topics in Economic Survey. They're very much useful for you, especially from the Group 1 point of view. So, Sustainable Development, Environment, June 5th. June 5th, 1972, Stockholm. We have a summit called Stockholm Summit of June 5th, 1972. Since that day, we are celebrating June 5th as a World Environmental Day. Because 1972, under the United Nations framework, there was a summit at Sweden, Stockholm. Okay, in that Stockholm, Indira Gandhi has given an excellent speech. Indira Gandhi is the only state head who attended, she is the only state head attended in the Stockholm summit. And she challenged saying that it is because of the rich countries means industrially progressed countries, the world is having environmental problems. So that's their speech of the 1975 June 5th Indira Gandhi speech also is very important for us from the environmental policy point of view. So this is the first basic chapter. Then we have the national income and its components. Nothing but understanding the concept of GDP, gross domestic product, gross nation product, net domestic product, net nation product, per capita income, how to calculate on this one. So all technically various components, various concepts that we are going to learn in the national income. Right? You look at the speeches of the Modi. In Narendra Modi, in every speech, he says that now India is the world fifth biggest economy. I think all of you know India is the world fifth biggest economy. When the Modi has become the Prime Minister of India, at that time, we are 11th biggest economy. In the span of 9 years, you can say, now we are the fifth biggest economy. Okay, is it time for us to enjoy the moment? Is it time for us to claim ourselves that we are mighty and we are prosperous and we are growing? So if you give a statement that India is the fifth biggest economy in the world, what is your immediate reaction? Are you happy with that position? Do you feel esteemed? Do you feel privileged? Yes. When I am in my college, my country is the 11th. When I am out of my education, my country has become the fifth biggest. When you are in Group 1 job, your country is going to be the third biggest. Okay. So are you happy? Yes, obviously. When you are fifth rank in the world, obviously we are happy. No. Look at the third. Look at the fourth position of the third biggest economy. Which country? First is USA. Second, China. Third, Japan. The Japan 5 trillion economy. The population of Japan 12.5 crores. Population of Japan 12.5 crores. Fourth biggest economy, Germany. 4.8 trillions. Population 8 crores. What is the population? 8 crores. Fifth biggest economy, India. Roughly you can say 4 trillion economy. Exact 3.9, but you can say 4 trillion economy. What is the population you have? Keep on counting. Okay. Right. Now, do you feel shameful here? What is opinion? See, the 8 crore people, they are adding 4.8 trillions to the economy. Hardly 8 crore people. 12.5 crore people, how much they are adding? 5 trillions they are adding to the economy. So this is not the position we should feel great. This is not the position we feel, okay, it is a moment of celebration. No, this is not absolutely. For a layman's, a speech like Modi, a mesmerizing speech of the Modi, it may attract. But you are not. You are not layman's. The layman's will be very happy saying that when Manmohan Singh left, 11th position, now 5th position, give me one more time chance, I'll sit you in the 3rd position. No, this is not the economics. This is not the way you have to understand. But this is also important for us, GDP. This is nothing but the GDP, whatever. In terms of GDP parameter, at present, India is occupying the 5th biggest economy. We are the 5th biggest. No doubt, absolute no doubt. But what about the per capita income? In per capita income, our rank is 130 plus. Slightly changed, plus or 2. As per IMF reports and World Bank reports, CAA reports, slightly it will changes. So we are 130 plus in the per capita income. You know, the Bangladesh is having the highest per capita income than India. In 2022, Bangladesh has registered more highest growth rate than GDP growth rate than India. Bangladesh per capita income is better than the per capita income of the India. Bhutan, a small neighbor country. Okay, their per capita income is far better. So Modi will never talk about the ranking of the per capita income. Rather, he always try to highlight that we are the 5th biggest economy, 5th biggest economy, 5th biggest economy. You have to understand both the things, but in a critical manner. Right? So for that, you have to know how to calculate the GDP. What is the GDP? Gross domestic product. how to calculate the GNP, what is the difference between the GDP and the GNP, and what is the per capita income. In terms of the purchasing power parity, we have the concept of triple P. India is the third biggest economy in terms of purchasing power capita. Purchasing power parity, we are third. In terms of the nominal prices, we are the fifth biggest economy. Right? So we have to understand the concepts. All these are the, what is the purchasing power parity? Given by the Gustav Cassel, okay, Swedish economist Gustav Cassel. He has given the concept of purchasing power parity. So all this comes under the topic of national income. Okay, national income components, India's national accounts, and demography, nothing but the population. What is the topics related to the population, like population, size, growth rate, sex ratio, literacy, rural population, urban population, infant mortality, maternal mortality, birth rate, death rate, total fertility rate, population policy, population demographic transition stages, everything comes under the demographic issue, nothing but your census, your population. Then poverty and inequalities. Poverty, right? What is the definition of poverty? How to measure the poverty? Why India is could not able to eradicate the poverty? But I think you might be knowing that recently, World Bank acknowledged India, saying that India and China, these are the only two countries in the world which substantially could able to reduce the number of people below poverty line. We have achieved a lot in the field of poverty, in eradication of the poverty, but even today, there is much more to do. India is a home for the world highest number of the poor people. India is a home for highest number of the malnutritious people. So you have to understand what is the poverty, inequality, occupation structure, unemployment. Nothing but the poverty and the unemployment. And we have various schemes we have. Starting from 1971, Rural Works Program, recent program, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. And 2008, we have PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. So all the welfare schemes of the poverty eradication and the unemployment or employment generation, you have to understand n number of schemes you have. Then we have the issues of the rural development as well as the urban development. So this is the national income concept. Then we have the agriculture as well as we have the industry. In agriculture, you can say the livelihood, the backbone. Anything can wait, but not the agriculture. The statement given by Jawaharlal Nehru, statement supported by the MS Swaminathan, the father of India's Green Revolution. So here we have to start about the Green Revolution, minimum support prices, MSP, and the irrigation, water, agriculture inputs, agriculture strategies and policies, crisis, land reforms, minimum support prices, food security, malnutrition. So half of the topic is talking about the Indian agriculture. The other half is talking about the Indian industry. The other half is talking about the Indian industry. So in agriculture, we have to start from the 1947 formation of the India. At the time of India formation, the first immediate problem for us is the agriculture, food grain crisis. I think all you might have some understanding about the food grain crisis of the India. Okay. In India, after independence, at the time of independence, we lost highly cultivable and fertile soil in the name of Pakistan and the East Pakistan, not Bangladesh. At the time, it's East Pakistan. Majority, you can say, we lost 40% of the rice cultivated area, 60% of the wheat grown area we lost to the Pakistan, you can say East Pakistan. And in total, we lost 30% of the agriculture land, which is more fertile, having the good water resource. Okay, 30, this was the statistics. But what about the population, sir? Because of the division of India, only 18% population only we lost. So we lost less population, but we lost more of the agriculture area, more that in that also more of the major staple foods, major cereals. So this is called the India's position, and this position is technically called as ship to mouth. This position we call ship to mouth. So at that time, Jawaharlal Nehru giving appeal to the world saying that, please help us, we are starving. So India is depending not on agriculture land, not on this farmer, but India is depending on imports. That is called ship. You import through the ship, then only you can feed yourself. So this is called technically ship to mouth. So we are the ship to mouth situation at the time. You know, in 1947, what is the average Indian life expectancy? 40 years. Hardly 40 years. Now we have like life expectancy touching around 70 plus, 70 years. 40 plus. Why? Major starvation. Malnutrition and starvations. Right? Ship to mouth. Then we appealed to the world. No country responded. Especially Europe never responded. Because they are suffering the Second World War. They are facing Second World War crisis. Economically they are in depression. No one supported. And just imagine who supported India at that time? Who supported? It is up to you. Russia or America? Excellent. America is the only country which extended their helping hands. America is the only country which strongly advised the British government after Second World War, you have to give independence to the India. America, perhaps directly, they have given a statement in the Second World War. After the end of the war, you have to give the freedom to the India. When India appealed to the world, no European country responded, only America responded. So they have an act called Public Law 480, PL 480. Under PL 480, PL 480 is nothing but an act of the American Senate. Okay, American Senate, they have the acts, they have the act number, PL, Public Law 480. This act is called Food for Peace Act. Under Food for Peace Act, America has given the grain to us. They are given the barley, they are given the wheat, they are given the maize. Okay, they try to support it to some extent. But how many days you will depend on this one? Okay, so then we thought that it is time for us to become self-reliant in the food grain production. Okay, so here we have to start. This is the story that leads to us to the story of Green Revolution. Okay, how our planners could able to successfully achieve the Green Revolution. And now we are suffering, we are the victims of the Green Revolution. We are the victims of the Green Revolution. Right? Just imagine rice or paddy. Rice or you can say paddy. Is AP is growing more rice or Telangana is growing more rice? Now, according to you, okay, so don't hesitate here. You try to give some answer. AP is growing more paddy or Telangana is growing? Telangana is growing more paddy. Telangana is growing more paddy now. You are also in Telangana, no? Okay, so now Telangana is growing. In fact, after Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Telangana is third biggest, or you can say third or fourth position in terms of the paddy cultivation. After 2014, our AP rank from 5th, 6th at present, 9th position in paddy cultivation. 9th position, where right now in paddy cultivation, or you can say rice. No, what is your reaction? Are you happy or not happy? Sir, Telangana ranks also decreases. I am very happy, sir. But I am missing contradiction, sir. Our AP rank is coming down and Telangana is becoming, you can say, the third and fourth biggest state in India in terms of the rice or paddy cultivation. One side of the coin is over. Yes, the other side. Paddy rice cultivation is a negative crop in terms of the global carbon footprint. What is the meaning of my statement? In terms of environment, in terms of the usage of water, in terms of usage of the pesticides, in terms of threat to your biodiversity, certain crops are identified as the negative crops. And in South India, the most dangerous negative crop is paddy. Okay. 3,200 liters of the water you are using to produce 1 kg of rice. This is the statistics given by the agriculture universities. 3,200 liters of the water you are using just to produce for 1 liter. Cost benefit analysis, cost benefit ratio. I am not talking about in terms of not only money, but in terms of the environmental degradation here. How much water you are consuming, how much output you are generating. Okay. Compared to the rice, rice is a environmentally sensitive crop. A slight changes in the wind movement, slight changes in the global temperature, slight unfavorable condition, the yield will fall drastically. And the only leftover for the farmer, the marginal, so-called the marginal, the small farmer, the only leftover option is to commit suicides. Okay. The entire family becomes financial distress. So RAP government is very, very futuristic. RAP people we know the future very well. So we shifted towards the non-rice areas, especially we adopted the most eco-friendly, most global footprint, carbon footprint also, that is nothing but the horticulture crops. So now you tell me, are you happy that RAP is producing less rice? On the other side, Telangana is producing more rice. I told you critical analysis, two sides of the coin. And every area has the two sides, two dimensions. So RAP now is become the fruit bowl. RAP is becoming the horticulture hub. The so-called most drought affected district of the India, Anantapur. Now they have the second Kisan rail starts from Anantapur. It carries the watermelon, muskmelon, bananas to the Delhi market. From the same Anantapur, we are supplying to Delhi market. So that is the beauty of the AP people. We create miracles in the deserts. Just give some piece of land. Only 2% in the world can create miracles. Number one, Israeli people. The second capacity we have only in Andhra people. Now, you can imagine, yeah? Okay. So, this is the dynamics of that. We call simply changing the cropping pattern. Why AP has adopted dynamically changing cropping pattern? We know very clear. After reorganization, software companies won't come to Andhra Pradesh. No, definitely not. We know very clear. After reorganization, BHEL, BDL, ECIL, DRDO, they won't come to the stay in the Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh technically is very, very weak in IT, very, very weak in the industry. Then what is our growth agent? Agriculture. In agriculture, we have lots of advantage in the horticulture, fisheries, aquaculture. On this basis, now I am banking on these two. If some Telangana students come to you and say criticism saying that, what IT you have? What IT minister you have? Good. Okay. Okay. Good Amarnath. Right. Okay. Don't feel ashamed saying that. Don't. No. We are not. It takes time. So immediately, less gestation period, we can create more resources in agriculture. That is the reason Chandrababu Naidu has given a lot of encouragement to the horticulture and the aquaculture. Now, even today also the same government follows the same policy. Overnight I can't become industrially prosperous state. Overnight I can't beat the so-called Hyderabad or so-called Bangalore. In the meantime, we are focused on the agriculture. I told you no, except Israel, now we have every potential to become the most advanced state by adopting the best agricultural practices. In India, we are the third state in terms of drip irrigation. In India, we are the second state to adopt the zero budget natural farming. In India, I told you, no, we have a number of statistics we are proving that we are the best. So not only we are, in entire India also, we have more or less the same model we are following. Here. So we have the agriculture, we have the food security, then we have the Indian industry, special economic corridors or SEZs, energy, power sector, liberalization, privatization and the global LPG policy, international trade and WTO. If you recall the words globalization, privatization, poverty, inequality, occupation, poverty eradication, welfare schemes, agriculture, industry, everything has a lead in which topic we have? Plans. Technically, analytically, if you observe, no, whatever I give an introduction of the planning, it covers all this first part, second part, majority of third part. That is the reason I told you planning is nothing but the 70 years of the India's economic history. It includes poverty, it includes unemployment, it includes n number of economic issues we have. So we have the liberalization, privatization and the globalization era. So in simple terms, we call it as the economic reforms here. LPG reforms. It is nothing but during the 8th plan period, during the period of P.V. Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh, we started the concept of the economic reforms, LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization and the globalization. So just I will give you the simple outlook of what is the LPG. Okay, then I'll move the next topic or we can postpone to the next topic, next class also. Just to get aside, my dear, hope all of you are the beginners. I always welcome the beginners because they always have with a fresh mind, with fresh thoughts. Okay, whatever I'm explaining today class, now, if you feel that you don't know all these things, then you are a real competitor for Group 1. I want the students who don't know anything. So then you are coming with a white paper, no? That white paper I will put in such a fashion that you will go out with the flying colors. Okay, don't come to my class with a color paper. Come with a white paper. I will fill the colors with you. So ultimately you will end up your class with the flying colors. Just I will try to introduce the concept of the LPG reforms. Right. Now I'm introducing the Adam Smith, the father of economics here, Adam Smith. In 1770, Adam Smith has written a very popular book called Wealth of Nations. Okay. You don't know Adam Smith? Good, very good. Nothing wrong. You don't know Wealth of Nations? Nothing wrong. You are the beginners. Okay, some students feel that the other student has given the answer. Why not I could not able to give the answer. No, don't think like that. Especially in economy, don't feel like that. The reason is very simple here. In your school books, you have less economy. In your school books, what is the dominant topic for you have? Geography, polity, history, little bit of sciences. But in the school books, you have the lag in the economics. That is the majority of the students, they feel that they don't know anything about the economics or economy. Don't worry. Just simply sit, relax and enjoy my class. Wealth of Nations. Adam Smith given a concept called laissez-faire policy. Laissez-faire policy of the Adam Smith. It's the Latin word basically, laissez-faire. What is the laissez-faire, sir? Laissez-faire is nothing but freedom, liberty, freedom to do business, choice of doing the business, less intervention of the government. Government should not interfere into the economic system. What is economic system, sir? Nothing but production of goods and services. Simple. So Adam Smith says that, my dear government, my dear king, my dear kingship, allow the entrepreneurs, give the freedom to them, allow them to invest, allow them to explore, allow them to produce, allow them to sell according to their convenience. Don't interfere. So this is a policy of the Adam Smith. And miraculously, this policy, laissez-faire policy, over a period of time, emerged into the capitalism. This is nothing but capitalism. Okay. In my later class, I'll give the features of the capitalism, pros and cons of the capitalism. I'll ask your opinion also about, do you support the capitalism or not? If you support, I'll make you to oppose. If you oppose, I'll make you to support. It's very easy for me. Right? Capitalism. No, you know capitalism. What does the capitalist do? He will invest, he'll make the profits. What the capitalist want? Ease of doing business. Nothing but the government should be a facilitator. Government should not dictate. Government should not put any license, permit, quota, no restrictions. Absolute freedom should be given to the capitalist. So this is the idea of the Adam Smith, and England was the first country to adopt this policy. And they observed that it creates lot of wealth. Because the capitalists are making the huge profits. They are exploiting the market. They are increasing the demand. Okay, they are crossing the oceans. They are exploring the new colonies. They are doing lot. They are bringing lot of raw material. They are exporting across the globe. So, see the title, Wealth of Nation. So, initially, economics talking about how to increase your wealth. This is the definition given by Adam Smith. Wealth maximization is the object of the economics. I want to create more wealth. Right? Why you want Group 1? Why you want Group 1 service? Of course, you people say that I want to do public service. Public service is my motto. When I born in the hospital out of my mother's home, I did not cry, sir. I cried saying that deputy collector, I want to become DSP, I want to become a registrar. Okay, I know you are the people meant for public service. But apart from you, the other common people what are preparing, not in our institution, no. Why they are preparing for Group 1? Not you. Wealth maximization. Simple. If you are Group 1, you can sell yourself in the market for 10 crores. If you are in Group 1, in the name of dowry, you can sell yourself for 20 crores. For a young boy not like you, other institutions. Okay. Wealth maximization. Why you are came to Hyderabad? Why you are sacrificing your lavish life at your home? The nutritious, pampered mother meal. Why you are eating the rotten, dirty, ugly curry point curries? Why you are eating that? Why you are sacrificing in the hostel rooms? Why you are dedicating yourself, your time, thought, everything? Why you are doing for Group 1? So this is the typical human behavior. Human always driven by the wealth maximization. The only thing is provide the facilities to the human being. He creates miracles in the name of health. So this was, I am not supporting this ideology here. I am giving the genesis of the subject. Beginning. Okay, the world is very happy. Capitalism, then entire Western European countries or America or whoever it may be, they adopted capitalism. They adopted capitalism. 1928-30. World Great Economic Depression. World Great Economic Depression. Right. So this depression occurred in USA. Sudden collapse of the American stock markets, failure of the American banking system, meltdown of the American stock markets, New York Stock Exchange. Then the world started thinking, why the depression occurred, economic depression. At this junction, you don't know about depression, recession, but you know, depression is nothing but something went wrong in the economy. Economy is collapsed totally. Unemployment, poverty, low standard of living, all these things are the outcome of the depression. So people start thinking, why the depression occurred? Right? And they observed that. Now I'm going to one more famous economist, J.M. Keynes. John Maynard Keynes. Economy is nothing but a storytelling. Do you think it's economics or theories or a storytelling process? The simple story narration, that's it. So now Keynes, John Maynard Keynes, he said that capitalism is a knife edge. Knife edge. Katti mida saam antam Telugulo. Knife edge. Capitalism per se is not good for the economy. What should be the good to the economy? He is the person who insisted on the model called mixed economy. He was the first economist who insisted on the mixed economy. What is the mixed economy, sir? The government has its role to play. Don't leave everything to the private entrepreneurs. You can't depend on private entrepreneurs. Certain sectors, certain areas, the government has to make its own role. When the government interference is there, no, then we don't have the issues called the economic depression resistance. Government has to play its role. So this is the first time that we highlighted capitalism is not a good model of the economy. Right. Now, what India is doing at this time? 1813, East India Company introduced the laissez-faire policy in India. In 1813, the East India Company, the Queen has issued a charter 1813 saying that now the East India Company has the liberty to choose the economic policy of the India. They introduced laissez-faire. That means from 1813 to 1947, our India, our Bharat is more or less, we have the policy of the capitalists. Here the capitalists are the white people, simply they are draining us in the name of the profits to East Indian Company. So this is the era we call as drain of wealth. The grand old men of India, Dadabhai Naoroji used the word drain of wealth. Okay. The British people squeezing the river Ganges and pouring this water in river Thames. Okay. The Ganga water, the holy water, what we have, no, simply they are taking the water and they are filling the river Thames in England. In the name of laissez-faire, nothing but in the name of the capitalist model. So, at the time of independence, we are very clear. I don't want capitalism. I don't want the capitalism. Then what is the other model we have? Okay. Just imagine, you and Nehru is having a tea and you are discussing. Nehru is asking you, my dear Group 1 aspirant, what should be the economy model of the India? Capitalism as a thumb rule, I don't want, because in the name of capitalism, we are exploited. Capitalism always favors the rich. So I don't want the capitalism. Other than the capitalism, what the best economic model we want to adopt? Okay, at the same time, almost at the same time, in the global world, no, 1940 to 1970, the era of socialism and communism. We call in economic sense era of globalism and communism. Across the globe, anti-capitalism, class struggle, people revolted, the peasant revolted, the workers revolted. ప్రపంచ కార్మికులారా ఏకం కండి, పోరాడితే పోయేదేముంది, బానిసం కండి. So the people revolted. So this is the era. That means in majority of the economies, they introduced the concept of the socialism or they adopted the concept of the communism. At this junction, you don't know the features of the communism and socialism, but generally you know socialism, communism is always talking about the economic equality. No private property, no, okay, the factors of production should be in the control of the government. The worker should be the leader. The worker should be the administrator. That is the motto of the capitalism, socialism and communism, talking about the economic equality. Economic equality, no. Now, Jawaharlal Nehru is very smart enough. What he did, he has only two options. Either he can go socialism, communism, or he can go for the mixed economy. So in 1948, India officially announced that our economy is going to be the mixed economy. Mixed economy. What is the mixed? Very simple here. What are the advantages of the capitalism? That features I will take. What are the advantages I have in the socialism or communism? Certain advantages are having. No, these advantages I am having. So capitalism plus socialist ideology, the combination. What are the advantages I am having? So I am taking from that model. Advantage from this model, I have the mixed economy. But Jawaharlal Nehru changed his ideology in 1956. Jawaharlal Nehru thought that he proposed his own economic model. We call them Nehruian economic policy. It is not capitalism, sorry. We call Nehruian economic policy. He wants his own model of the economy. That is nothing but mixed economy only, but we call it as a socialistic pattern. Socialistic pattern. Socialistic pattern of mixed economy. We call Nehruian model of the economy. Right? Nothing but what have? We have mixed economy, but the major sectors or major areas will be under the exclusive domain of the government. Government is going to dominate. Railways, telephone, television, mobile, defense, atomic power, cement, steel, fertilizer, petroleum products, heavy machinery, heavy plants, everything is controlled by the government. Right, so we have the mixed economy model here now. Now, we followed this up to almost, you can say 1985, we followed the same model. Then what is the outcome? We followed the same model, 56 to 85. In terms of the growth, the India could not able to achieve we call Hindu growth rate, hardly 3.5%. Poverty, yes, still we have the poverty, still we have unemployment, still we have the economic regional inequality, we have disparities. At the same time, on the global, a new star is emerging. The name of the new star is nothing but China. 1978, China introduced the concept of economic reforms. A new global star. Economic reforms. You should be very shocked to know China is typically a communist country, but they invited private investments. They invited foreign direct investments. They adopted the practice of the capitalism. Of course, they are communist only. That is the reason China is called as a government capitalism. In China, they call the policy government capitalism. And government will think as if they are the capitalist. Government will see if the advantage is there, they will do it. If the profit is there, they will do the activity. Okay, in 1985, China started crossing the Indian economy. Till 1985 or 80, Indian economy at par you can compare with the Chinese. You can say both are dragon and elephant. Both are almost all having the same phase of growth. Almost the same per capita income. Almost the same GDP. Almost the same foreign trade. More or less the futures are almost all same. Till you can say 1980 plus. But from 1985, the dragon started roaring. The dragon has become the economic, it is on the path of economic superpower. Right. Now, 1990, economic crisis. Now it is the question, why India in economic crisis? Please recall, when the USA we have world depression, James Keynes asked the same question, why the depression? Why the economic standstill? Why the economy stagnated? No. Here we have a question. That means from 1956, we never thought about, we never questioned the Nehruian model. We simply blindly following the Nehruian model, more or less. But it is a time for think, no. Why we are thinking? We are getting the economic recession we have, depression we have, crisis we have. Then what is the solution for us? The solution is nothing but U-turn. Say bye-bye to Nehru economy and again start in economy, you start adopting the reforms. Reforms are nothing but mixed economy, but the mixed economy, you have the blend of capitalism. We initially said that no capitalism. Again, the entire world is again moving towards the capitalism. Right. So, this is nothing but the economic reforms. This is nothing but the economic reforms. More or less at the same time, the major political event, collapse of the Soviet Russia. Okay. Soviet Russia, the people themselves revolted against the Lenin, Stalin policies. The people has broken the idols of the Lenin and the Stalin. People said, I don't want communism. We don't want socialism. We want freedom. We want freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of speech, freedom of profession. So, USSR suddenly disappeared in the world economy. It is not the country, the idea itself disappeared. The idea of the communism. Achieving the equality. My dear, how many of you want equality in the economy? Equality in the society? Please raise your hands, sir. How many of you want economic equality between you and your next neighbor? Yes, you want equality. Yes. So equality, I'll give you a classic example. I am having 10 acres. When I go and see the Kadapa, Idupulapai estate, your Jagan Mamaya estate, right? I am 10 acres, I am having 10 acres. I go to the Idupulapai estate, more than 600 acres of land. More than 600 acres of the land. I want equality. Okay. The next moment I pass the same Idupulapai estate. No, next moment I saw a farmer who is having only 1 acre. He approached me and said, sir, why don't you be equal to me? Then I said, no, I don't want equality. So, equality is something which you can't even imagine. You don't want equality. Yeah? 1 acre farmer come to me and said, I want equality. Then 1 plus 10 divided by 2, how much I have to give him? 4.5 acres I have to give to him. I have to share my property with him. But when I go to the Idupulapai estate, I want equality. Why? 600 plus my 10 acres, 610 divided by 2, I am going to get 300 acres extra, no? So, no human being on this globe, they don't want equality. Except our student. Okay, we don't want equality. When you are going on a bike and seeing a Mercedes-Benz car, you think about the equality. When you are going on foot, not having enough food to sustain yourself, and that person, when see the person is going on a bike, he prefer to have the equality. No, equality itself is a theoretical sense, is a theory. Practically, no part of the world can introduce the concept of the equality. The reason very simple, each human being is not equal. Your thinking, your skills, your learning ability, your taste, your ideas, no, they are not equal. That is the reason there was a collapse of socialism, communism. Now we introduce the concept of the reforms. So this is the brief storytelling model of the introduction of the economic reforms. We don't have any other choice. I don't want the capitalism initially, but here socialism, communism, he could not able to deliver the result to me. Then I said reforms. Now, from 1991, 2023, we are in the phase of the reforms, and our reforms are a continuous process. Introduction of GST is a reform. During the COVID period, we have Atmanirbhar Bharat package is a part of economic reform. Every day, what Modi is bringing new policies is part of our economic reforms. Now the question is, what economic reforms delivered? What is the outcome of economic reforms? Did economic reforms brought the equality? Did it reduce the poverty eradication? It created the full employment? What is the position of India's GDP? What is the growth rate? So this is nothing but the impact of the economic reforms. So here you have to liberalization, privatization, globalization. This is nothing but economic reform that what we introduced in the period of P.V. Narasimha. Then we have international trade, balance of payment, India and WTO. Right, international trade, we are going to discuss about our exports, our imports, what is the export basket, import basket, and here we have to discuss about the dollar. Why dollar is becoming appreciation of dollar, depreciation of the rupee. Depreciation of the rupee we are having. I think $1 is almost touching around 83, 84 rupees. Historically, Indian rupee is a depreciation side. Rupee is weakening. So if the rupee is weakening, is it good to India or not? No. Yes. The time comes, I'll prove that depreciation of the rupee is good to Indian economy. It's very, very good to the Indian economy. Rather than vice versa, opposition side of strengthening of the rupee, the dangerous symptom, or you can say dangerous belt to the economy. Depreciation is very, very advantageous to us. In what sense I am talking about, that we will discuss in later part. Then we have WTO, World Trade Organization. Recently in 12th WTO, 12th Ministerial Conference concluded. What is the outcome of WTO? What is the impact of WTO on Indian trade, foreign trade, that we have to discuss. Dollar terms. Okay. Then the financial institutions like banks, banking sector, stock markets, stabilization, Indian tax systems, GST, its impact, finance commission, government debts, what is the debt burden of the government, how many debts we have, fiscal policy and recent budget analysis. So all the financial issues are burning financial issues we have in the financial institutions. All these topics are in one way or other way repeated in your mains examination also. But here we have to understood in a conceptual, critical manner. In the mains examination point of view, you have to discuss same on the theory presentation, question and the answer format. That's it. Question and answer format. But when you are learning the basic concepts, you should be strong on certain data like years, personality, certain data like percentages. So some data, some years you have to remember, some personalities you have to remember. Then only you can have a good grip over towards the preliminary examination syllabus. Okay, all these components that you have in the mains point of view also, but there the presentation is something different. Here, I'll take the, immediately I won't take the mains point of view. First, I will try to give you the basic concepts. then the analytical conclusion for each and every concept. Right. So these are the 4 segments of the Indian economy. Then we have the AP economy, the present AP economy after reorganization, and Reorganization Act of 2014. So we have some issues like Kadapa Steel Factory, Vizag Railway Zone, Dugarajpatnam Expressways, industrial corridors, special status to the AP, special assistance. So all these parts comes from the Reorganization Act of 2014, and this particular area is talking about AP agriculture, AP industries, AP services. What is the economic situation after 2014? See, skill development. In your syllabus, you have skill development, and I have introduced a skill development program. Now you are putting a charge sheet against Chandrababu Naidu, saying that a scam has took place in skill development. Right. So this is what these 2 segments are have. We have AP economy. For time being, I won't advise you to buy any books. Only 4 books you can. One is I told you, intermediate economics first year, second year. The strategy is very simple. Give 1 reading, make a comprehensive note. Out of 100 pages, no, just make a 30 pages a summary part, your own, in your own writing, comprehensive. The other 3rd and 4th book, what is 3rd and 4th book, sir? Economic Survey of India. Economic Survey of India 2022-23. Socio-economic outlook of Andhra Pradesh 2022. Socio-economic outlook of Andhra Pradesh 2022. That is available, perfectly available in any bookshop. You can go to any bookshop, right? Take intermediate first year, second year, and Economic Survey of India as well as Economic Survey of the Andhra Pradesh. Don't jump into the Economic Survey immediately. Just go through once. What is the structure, how it is there, what are the topics it has covered. Just try to understand it. But you will get the understanding of Economic Survey after my class, completion of my class. If I completed agriculture, say for example, agriculture topic is over for you. You take any book in India on agriculture, you can easily read. As an expert. Once I completed the service sector, you take any book in India about service sector, you feel that you are expert in service sector. Once I complete the taxes system in my classroom, immediately you can rush to the Delhi, give advice to whom? Your finance minister. Okay. So from ground zero, I will take you up to the office of Ministry of Finance. Okay. Now only my request is, don't come with a mind saying that economy is difficult, I don't know anything about economy, I have to read this book, I have to read this book, I have to do research. Okay, you are not supposed to be the Adam Smith. I don't expect you are to be the J.N. Keynes. Okay, if you become expert, the immediate threat is to me only. That's it, no. So I will see that you won't become a subject expert, but I will see that you will get Group 1 job. Now we decide, you want DIAS or Group 1? If you want Group 1, just follow my footsteps. If you want to become competitor, that is the plan B I have. Okay. Right, yeah. So in next class, what is the introduction part? I will take in next class. Thank you very much. Okay. Already my book of AP Economy is available in the market, English medium. And in a short span of within 10 to 15 days, I am releasing Indian Economy also in English medium. Once the book is available released in the market, I will let you know. So till that time, majority of the students have the feeling that let me buy the UPSC books. My dear, in UPSC books, you don't have this kind of syllabus coverage. Okay, our syllabus is different, our demand of the examination is different, our area is completely different. In your UPSC syllabus, you have the growth and distributive justice, but our nature of understanding is completely different. In UPSC books, you have the poverty and unemployment, but our understanding of poverty, our area, our domain is different completely. Our marks weightage is completely different. You understand? No? So, to suit your syllabus, I am releasing a new book. It comes in within 10 days. So, it perfectly covers the entire syllabus. I'm assuring you, no need to refer any other book. First you complete, it is a combination of more than 10 sources. My book is nothing but I am not a creator. I am a good compiler. I have taken more than 10 textbooks and current affairs. I compare according to our group 1 requirement. Yeah. So thank you very much.